We're back with your reminders of what's happening this week in Dragonflight. Hey, it's Salt, and you can help support the channel by hitting the like button, subscribing for more WoW coverage, and catching me live on Twitch. While it probably won't affect the comings and goings of the War Within development, on July 11th, 1 PM Pacific, Season of Discovery Phase 4 begins worldwide. In case you haven't been keeping track, kind of like me, this is the phase where players will finally hit level 60, and slackers like us who've been sitting out can enjoy massive experience gains, so maybe we can join in. As for collecting all the ability glyphs, well, good luck. Also featured are 2 world bosses, Onyxia and Molten Core as raids, and a lot more, including, well, apparently there's a new mystery dungeon to discover. As of this writing, this is the first time I've heard of this, so that sounds pretty cool. Of course, there's still plenty to look forward to over in Dragonflight as we prepare for the War Within. Let's start with the usual stuff. The document fair is in town to provide rep bonuses, progression for your professions, and plenty of transmog and fun items. I hope to see a nice, beefy update to this feature sometime soon. South Shore vs Terran Mill is the brawl, and the World Quest bonus event is in play. You know what would really energize this event though? If they also happen to double all the gold rewards. Like, imagine that lining up with the Magpie bonus, and that'd be a pretty cool way to suddenly get lots of people crowded around certain parts of the world, or just kind of farming up everything. Amir Drasil is in the rotation this week, and I don't know if it's for sure, but we might want to double check our progression through the Awakened raids. According to the Achievement Journal, the Awakened raid achievements need to be completed before the end of Season 4. Now, I can't say for sure if that means when the pre-patch comes out, or when the next expansion launches. There is a chance, though, that this could be the last opportunity to clear the Awakened achievements, so I'm just kind of reminding you to check your progress. Since this video comes out a day or so before reset, you still have an opportunity to clear Abris if you haven't done so already, so good luck. And over in Mythic Plus World, the affixes are fortified and entangling, with bursting as the level 10 affix. Also, you want to look out for the hidden bonus affix called the Great Push, where at random your team will try out an insane strat that they only saw once but will insist it's going to be super easy. Also, you're going to stop getting into groups because your spec wasn't shown over this past weekend. But anyway, just like the previous Tyrannical week, this is definitely one of the better combos to push. Entangling is really forgiving, and even missing it isn't the end of the world, not like frickin' Incorporeal or Afflicted. Bursting can still sneak up on uncoordinated groups that might go ham on one pack after the next, and they don't notice if they or the healer can handle the healing or the dispels. But properly handled, it's pretty cake, so good luck hitting your goals, cause I sure need it. Okay, so with the War Within coming, you might be wondering, is there anything that you should do that will provide like a really good boost? Like before when we used to complete a bunch of quests, but not turn them in until the expansion launch and get a bunch of levels, that sort of thing. The closest I came up with was to pre-farm transmog and hold it in your mailbox, which is, it's nice, but it's not like this advantage that some of us are looking for. Well, today I have an idea for possibly cheesing engineering in the War Within. Now, I should warn you, while I have tested this on the beta, there is no guarantee at all this is going to be possible to do when the expansion goes live. WoW had already sort of talked about this in an article, so I feel a little bit less guilty bringing it up. We won't get into the very minute details, but here's what's happening. Engineering in the War Within will have a very unique way of learning recipes, and it's through this process of scouring through scrap that will turn into prototypes that can be learned as recipes, or be broken down into these notes that also go towards learning recipes. Scrap is the guiding resource, and if you happen to be able to acquire tons of this scrap, the more that you can do in a single sitting. The Wowhead article mentions using this pilfering and scrapping process to find parts that will eventually turn into a mount. There's a bit more to it, and I'll link that article in the video description, but here I want to focus on acquiring scrap before the expansion even starts. Pilfer Through Parts is an ability where it takes 5 engineering parts, both old and new, in search of usable scrap. At the moment, that includes Ceravite bolts. It's a very cheap and easy part to make because of the crazy high supply of Ceravite ore. You might have noticed over the past week or two that prices of Ceravite ore and bolts have been going kind of haywire, and it's mostly because of this discovery. Now, I want to remind you again that Blizzard can easily just say, you know what, let's not include Ceravite bolts as something that players can pilfer through. Weeks earlier, we were able to use old blasting powder from like vanilla and other old expansions, and that's been removed as of this most recent build. Now, when we think about it, we shouldn't expect to pull for much of anything from powder, kind of doesn't make sense, but personally I think this is a pretty cool way overall to reduce the overall supply of Ceravite and recycling it into progression for engineers in a more recent expansion. And engineers are still going to need copious amounts of resources to scale up and make cool items and so on, but I can also create a scenario where having enough Ceravite will allow me to pretty much brute force learn many engineering recipes and be positioned to learn the rest of them with just a little bit more effort. We can't predict what Blizzard will do, but we can measure the risk and make decisions. So if it's worth picking up a few thousand bolts or ore to process, that's up to you. And now I've done my part. That's going to be it for this week, and I'm currently working on an intro guide to the war within professions. We'll get to like what's changed, what's the same, and I'll try to empower you with the knowledge that you need to survive or even thrive. Please like the video, subscribe for more coverage, catch me live, and I'll catch you later. Let's have Bob close us out. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay breezy.
Wasted my life, it's obsession. I'm grinding reputation, I won't be denied. Hit that 25 and I'll be famous. Contract spent, I can't slow down. Rep is who I am, can't do anything else. So don't hold